Rightio, welcome back. We've just had our break. Just wanted to show you some other lovely little things that I've got in a very small cabinet a friend of mine made. If you have a look over here, James, you'll see
Oh, wow.
what I think is extremely... I personally think hat bands are rarer than baggy greens. You so seldom see them. That's a 1909 hat band and a 1913 hat band from the tour to New Zealand. We've got some Griffith Sweets badges at the front, some Grimmett flickers, various for English guys. There's Essex, Yorkshire, Lancashire, Surrey, Sussex.
I'll take a closer look.
1902 badges, the Australian 1902, 1905, some little cricket bats, a Rolex Bradman watch.
With the advertisement for it.
With the advertisement, there's some wonderful little white enamel Bradmans, a cigarette matchbox cover from Palmer's with Bradman, and just
An
an array of all different little things to do with cricket.
How many hat bands are you aware of in terms of collecting?
Probably these two. A friend of mine, Kevin Cannon, has got one, and one in the Melbourne Cricket Ground, which was up Warwick Armstrong's. That's all I know of.
Yeah.
And someone who's got a piece. Unfortunately, they're gorgeous things, but I think they were things that were either cut up and given away or thrown away because they were kept on a hat.
Sort of supports your theory, though, that they're a bit rarer than a baggy.
Extremely rare. And there is, which people wouldn't understand, there's a small bow tie which is similar to that end of that hat band, and a little half tie, which I've never seen, but I've seen them on them in pictures.
And did the English have hat bands as well?
English had hat bands, yes.
Okay, cool. And Pete, I know your great passion is postcards, but I don't see any anywhere.
I've got some postcards just in here. I've got
they're hidden.
One or two to show you.
Oh, wow.
So,
and with the doctor the doctor protecting them, is he?
Yeah. I've got a few of them. So we might start off. One of my very favourites is Bradman.
Yeah, I once asked Peter if the house was on fire, what would he grab? And I think this was close, wasn't it?
I'd say this, and probably the Golden Age postcards. This has taken me. This is just postcards and bits. This has taken a long time to put together.
Well,
and I know I'd never be able to replace it.
Well, why don't you take a seat and just show us a couple of the favourite ones, Pete?
Okay.
I'll stand over your shoulder like Big Brother.
Here's a little thing. This is how crazy I am. I've put 1930 Trent Bridge, 131, Lords 254, Leeds 334, Old Trafford, the Oval, 974 runs at 139.14. Beyond belief.
So, we thought Steve Smith did a pretty good job over there, but he had a little way to go, didn't he?
He did. As you can see, I've followed that right through. 32, 33, 36, 37, and 38, and 46, 47. One of the first, and I think it's a gorgeous postcard of him, in his St George cap, I think is one of the very early ones of Don Bradman.
Yeah.
He could have, it had to be 28, 29 when he went to Saints and played.
First season, probably.
First season at Saints, gorgeous one.
Yep.
I don't think anyone realised what was about to happen.
I think he probably did.
Only Don, yes.
Well, wasn't short of confidence, was he?
This one here is another lovely one. It's a little bit what we were just talking about there.
Yep.
Don's 334, the Leeds Test, quite incredible.
Is that written on the back? Is there a story to that one? No.
This is the one I put up on Spirit of Cricket, where the lady witnessed the game, which I've got the card in there further, where she actually got him to sign the card after he'd played that innings on that day. I could not imagine that happening.
So they produce these cards at the ground,
They're
right?
produced on the ground, yes.
And so they've taken a scorer's diagram of where the shots went.
That's off a wagon wheel of where he scored all the things. Very hard to get postcard. So
the boundaries were a little bit shorter, given all the people just kept encroaching, right?
Exactly. This is another very nice one. These were put out by Mick Simmons, where he went to work in Sydney. Holder of the world record score, 452 not out, New South Wales versus Queensland, 6 to the 1st, 1930 SCG. I know how I felt if I got 52 not out, I'd be over the moon. 452, that's a severe amount of runs.
He was a little annoyed that Kippax declared, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't too happy. He said he was just warming up.
Yeah, that's right.
But these cards are so nice because 3 were put out for the tour with all the fixtures. There was one for the start. This one's halfway through. You can see where it's telling you what happened. Then there's supposed to be one for the end, but no one has ever seen that. Whether it was produced or not, I've never found it.
Well, if you haven't found it, there's probably not produced, mate.
So that's that one. Then we go through for some various others.
Some look the same, but they're clearly not.
People who collect postcards are not maybe mad, they're definitely mad, because if it's one word different, one comma, a little bit browner, a little bit lighter, you have to have all of them. So
not just postcards. We do know a fellow called Stephen that collects cigarette and other cards that has a similar theory, right?
yeah, they're all the same. I think. No, that's not. So we're still going through. That's quite a rare card, a Bradman souvenir card, 1933 at Bankstown Oval. Bankstown Oval, for the English people, is where the wars started and played all their cricket.
Was that Tomo's ground?
Tomo and Lenny Pascoe were also there. This is an interesting card here. Strength and Judgment, Don Bradman, F.J. Palmer again, and it was an insurance card, so it had on the back, if you paid
like
in
a superannuation card.
Yeah, how much a week, that's how much you got.
Ah.
So that's quite a rare card.
Probably Don's idea as a stockbroker.
Maybe. This is the one when it's written on the back by the lady who witnessed this, sending it back to her brother. I've got the letter from a mother in there. Don signed this card. This is the day he got the 334, and he's actually came out after that and signed the card.
Wow.
Quite unbelievable.
He did go to bed early though.
So we still keep going through. There's a Don Bradman. This is a rare item also. It's a Don Bradman lottery ticket. This is when he was in England, scored all the runs. He was given, I just turned over, a motor car.
Right.
This was for the Lord Mayor's Unemployment Relief Fund Committee. And the winner of the lottery got a car just like Don Bradman.
Wow.
They're very, very hard to find.
Somewhere there were 28,000 at one point.
Yep.
Good luck finding one now.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of ephemera, isn't it? It just doesn't survive.
Ephemera is magnificent. Here's another very nice thing. Maybe you've seen or you haven't seen. They put out things called theatre cards in the 30s. When you went to the pictures, they handed them out. These are of the 1930 Australian team.
Mm-hmm.
This is Don Bradman. I've got full sets of these cards, but there's various ones where he's a different number. So, of course, being a lunatic, you have to have every one.
Anything on the back of those, Pete, or not? No. Okay.
They're all blank. The only one that's marked is the back of Woodfull, who's the captain,
Right.
and it tells you what's happening.
Don't tear it, will you?
No.
You're very generous taking things out to post on Facebook and to create your books. So every time you do, you must hold your breath, though.
A little bit, yeah. But to be honest, I do enjoy it very much. I see no point in collecting and being secretive. I love to share them out. This is an interesting little thing. When I don't know if you're aware that Sykes bats were taken over by Slazenger. And when that happened, this was produced and these were hung over the bats. Just telling you what's happened.
That's telling you that the takeover occurred.
Yeah, it's all about. But a little piece of cardboard, a gorgeous thing. How many were produced, I don't know, but very, very collectible and very hard to find.
It could be the only one.
Here's another lovely postcard. James was just asking about Jessie going on that tour. Well, here's Jessie with the team.
Was she the only partner who went? Do you know?
To my knowledge, yeah, she might have been.
That must have been quite an interesting tour.
And just notice how everyone's dressed as it wouldn't. There's no way that would happen today.
No.
They're all dressed. So these were interesting little blotters put out by Laurel Kerosene, and that they did one of Don Bradman and one of Bill O'Reilly. Today's generation mightn't even know what a blotter is.
No. And then the Banks did some too, didn't they?
Yeah. He's
You probably got one there.
Yeah, he's one of the banks. Savings Bank of South Australia will help you achieve success. Our sporting ambassadors. Success to the team. They're very hard to get.
Have you seen any English ones from?
I've got some English, yes, but mainly my collection, nearly 99.94% of it is Australian.
There you go.
So,
like the official ABC postcode box number, isn't it?
Yes. I just got one more lovely thing to show you, and then we'll move on from Bradman. When Bradman scored his runs in 1931, Accrington offered him a contract to go over there and play for £500 a year for 3 years, £1,500. When you think about how good he was compared to what's happening today and the money they're offered for 6 weeks to go to India, you have to ask yourself, was Don underpaid or are these blokes overpaid? I'll leave that up to you to make your minds up, but gee whiz, it seems incredible. He couldn't go to play for Accrington, but this guy did. Alan Fairfax, who was at that time one of our best all-round cricketers in Australia. Fortunately, for the 2 years he was there, he didn't do too good. Poor Alan died quite young from an injury he got in the war. But here he was great friends with Bradman. He and Bradman were the first 2 St George players to be selected to play for Australia. So lovely signatures by both of them.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That do us?
Yep.